Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by. Today we are reviewing the Hipdot X Faced by Kareem collection. This whole collection is called the Glow God set. And I'm really excited to see what the collection consists of and what this palette looks like because it looks so gorgeous. So if you're ready to see everything that's included within the collection and you want to know what this palette swatches like, performs like, and what my initial first impressions are, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Okay guys, I just want to let you know first what exactly came with the collection. It looks like we have here a beautiful fashion mask. This mask looks so gorgeous. And I love that it came with a mask because it's so appropriate for right now. Plus, if the eyeshadow palette matches the mask, then I can make my eyes match my mask and have a whole vibe for work. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. It's actually really pretty. Okay, so that's the first part of the collection. Then we also have a blending sponge, and it has Faced by Kareem's name on it. Also, if you don't know who Faced by Kareem is, you're missing out. He is a gorgeous, beautiful man who I've been following for quite a while now. I actually found him on YouTube first. He doesn't really do YouTube videos now, but he used to. And those videos made my heart so happy. I think he used to work for e.l.f. for a while, and he's done a lot in his time that I've known him, and I'm really proud of him for this collection. I think that he's come a really long way, and I look forward to seeing where all he goes. If you do happen to watch this, Kareem, congratulations, you glow god. I appreciate you curating this collection and helping release it, and I wish you all the best in the future, and I can't wait to see what more you do. Let's see, we've also got this Glow God brush set. It's a cute little brush pouch. I think we've got 3 brushes. Yes, we've got 3 brushes. An eyeshadow blending brush, a fan brush, and a blush or powder brush. The brushes feel pretty luxe. I like the handle. I love this black to gold gradient. That's super beautiful. It says Hipdot and Faced by Kareem on it. The brushes are gorgeous. I love the brushes. The brush bag is really pretty, but it wouldn't work for me because I use a lot more brushes than 3 brushes anytime I carry brushes with me, so it wouldn't be big enough. But for this brush collection, it does make sense. I'm just gonna need a lot more than 1 eyeshadow brush. I guess technically I don't need more than 1 eyeshadow brush. And the brush bag is really pretty. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the way it looks. It looks really cute. It's just not big enough for me because I carry a lot of brushes with me whenever I carry brushes with me. But I get it for this collection because this collection is meant to be like, you do most of your makeup with your sponge, throw in your highlight, throw in your blush, put a shade in the crease, blend it out, use your finger, throw on a shimmer shade. I feel like that's what this collection is meant to be like, but I might end up using a little more than 1 eyeshadow brush. Speaking of eyeshadow brushes, next we have the Faced by Kareem palette. I like the simplicity of this unit carton. It's very clean, sleek, simple, nothing much to it. And I like that his name is printed like a label maker would print it. It's just a nice touch. And on the back it shows Faced by Kareem palette, shows a note from Kareem, which if you ever get the palette, you can read it. And it also has a little picture of the shades that are in the palette as well as the ingredients on it. Then if we take the palette out of the unit carton, we have this gorgeous snake skin print on it. This is the Hipdot Creator Series, it says, and it's created by Faced by Kareem on the front. Then on the back, it has the same thing that the unit carton did, except for the palette picture and the ingredients. And then if we open the palette, it looks like this. Wait, let me take that protective film out. There we go. There she is. Looks like we have 11 matte shades, 3 potential shimmer shades, and 1 very sparkly glitter shade that looks a lot like the mask, so it could match. That's so cute. I love that so much. I'm definitely going to be using that shade today. But now I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so that we can get started on swatches. The first shade is the shade Cream. The shade Mixy. Wild 100s, Tierra, Glow God, Send Nudes, EE, Liar, Takara, Gold Series, Babe, Astoria, Queens, NYC, and King. And that's all the shades from the Hipdot X Faced by Kareem eyeshadow palette. As always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here, and one without flash here. And here's a video close-up of all the swatches just to show you the true depth of every shade. Swatches for these shadows were really good. Like, they felt soft and creamy and really pigmented. I haven't tried Hipdot's formula before. If you guys have, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the formula, because so far, so good. Except that glitter. That glitter was kind of weird. But it's not that it's a bad glitter based on the swatch. It seems like whatever the glitter's suspended in is a lot thinner than what I'm used to, which I think is gonna be really nice when it goes on the eye, because I think I'm gonna be able to spread it more evenly. I don't know yet, we'll see, because I'm gonna use that glitter. I have to use that glitter. I also wanted to let you guys know that this entire set, everything within the Glow God set, was $50 for every piece. Now you can also get the palette by itself for $26, as well as the brush set for $14 and the sponge for $8. They also sent this mini Opulence palette for free. I didn't pay nothing for this, and it looks super cute. I really like those shades in there. And I also bought this rainbow sponge because who could stay away from that? That's so adorable. I had to own the rainbow sponge. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and prime my eyes with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base in the shade Fair, and I will be right back. Eyes are now primed, obviously, and I'm gonna go in with the Sigma E40 Tapered Blending Brush. I'm gonna use this brush in the shade Liar. Not a whole lot of kickback. I was actually expecting a lot of kickback based on how pigmented the swatches were, but it's really not. It seems like they are pressed hard enough to not contain a whole bunch of fallout or kickback, and yet there's still quite a bit of pigment, as you can clearly see. With Liar now applied, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M433 brush and go into the shade Wild 100. I'm gonna use that to blend out Liar all on the outer edges. You know, I originally planned on this being more like a orangey red toned brown smoky look with a golden glitter on the lid, but I really don't think that's what I'm going to end with here. With Wild 100s now applied, I'd like to go in with the Morphe M456, a mini M433 brush, and I'm going to start deepening things up now. I'm going to use the shade Queens to do that. And with this shade, I'm just gonna fill in my crease. As per usual, whenever I deepen my crease, I just like to go in and fill it all in and take it up to the point where when I open my eyes, you can still barely see it right below. So far, these shadows are blending like a dream, but they still stay pigmented as they're being blended out. It's kind of weird. I'm so used to having to build up my pigments as I blend them out, and these shades aren't working like that. They're staying pigmented. They are staying the shade that they are, which is amazing. I really like the shade Queens with this look too, because it's slightly purpley toned, like it's just a little bit of a warmer brown, so it pairs perfectly with this whole orange and red look. I love it. Now using this teeny tiny bullet blending brush, it's also a Morphe brush, I'm gonna go into the shade NYC and fill in my crease with that. But I'm also gonna pull it down to my outer edge of my lid, so that way I can start getting ready to emphasize the lid for the glitter. Wow, that black is really good. It's very smooth. The black is now blended out. I realize this looks kind of crazy. It looks like a gothic vampire-y type look. But you know, I make it all big and winged out and messy so that I can just go in later and clean it up. I just feel like it helps me get my shape a little bit better. It is now time to go in with the glitter! So, obviously, I'm gonna use the shade Gold Series, and I think I'm just gonna use my finger with that shade. However, I need to first go in with a dark base. So I'm gonna use my P. Louise base in the shade Bada Black. And then I'm gonna put that glitter right on top of it. Bada Black base is applied, now time to use Gold Series. Wow. Oh, that black base was such a great idea. Oh, that's perfect. I love that so much. Oh no, I forgot to use the brush that it came with. Oh well, that's okay. Now I'm gonna use this Luxie 245 flat brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Glow God, and I'm gonna use that as my brow bone highlight. Now I know this next part is going to be kind of a weird touch, but I feel like I want to bring a little bit more nudity back into this look. I'm going to use this fluffy Morphe brush and go into the shade Send Nudes. And with this shade, I'm just going to use it to add in a little bit more of that skin tone toward my inner corner, just so I can give back a little bit of subtlety almost to the eye look toward the front. Just the color has a lot of impact, obviously, that's what I wanted in the beginning. But now that I have the gold on the lid, I feel like I'm battling between the gold and the red. And I just want to rein it back a little bit, that's all. And with that shade, that finishes off the entire upper portion of the crease. So the eye look above the lower lash line is essentially done now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, do all of my face makeup so that I can come back and do my inner corner highlight and my lower lash line. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alrighty, face makeup is now applied and the eye look is much less scary now that it's like cleaned up and I have some contour and blush and highlight going on. It's a lot less scary. I still wish, however, that the red wasn't so intense, just so the gold could stand out a little bit more. I feel like it would pair much better with something more nudie. However, that looks fantastic. I don't even have to pick out a lipstick that's gonna match because I don't need a lipstick that's gonna match. So now, just so I can make sure I finish off the look entirely, let's move on to the lower lash line. And for the lower lash line, since I have to tie in the top crease colors to the bottom lower lash line colors, I'm going to start by using this Luxie 221 flat definer brush and again go into the shade Liar. See, I'm gonna make sure that I still add in the color of the red like I added on top. However, this time it's gonna be much less intense. Ooh, that looks really beautiful against the gold eyeliner that I put on. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Since I now have just another line of red on my lower lash line, I'm gonna use this Morphe M506 brush and I'm gonna use the shade EE. Man, that glitter is getting in my eye and it burns. But that's okay because I look beautiful. Speaking of glitters burning and looking beautiful, don't use glitters around your eyes unless you know the risks that are involved. Pressed pigments and glitters technically aren't supposed to be used around the eye area, but glitters more so. I actually see the potential harm in glitters because if you get a mica glitter in your eye, you could cut your cornea, you could slice your pupil. It's real. You could actually hurt your eye with glitter. But some people, aka most people, find the risk worthwhile. Like me, because I love that. Anyways, now that I have the lower lash line blended out, there's only one last thing to do, and that is add an inner corner highlight. For that, I'm gonna go in with this Morphe flat brush. It's a teeny tiny flat brush, and I'm gonna use the shade Glow God again. Yeah, I am. And I'm just gonna pack that on right here. Oh my gosh, that shade's even better compacted right there. Ooh, wow. Man, that is just the perfect greeny gold. All right, so inner corner highlight's done and it is bomb. Now I just need to finish off my mascara on my lower lash line. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes Mascara. And once I do that, I'll be right back for my final thoughts on the Hipdot X Face by Kareem Glow God collection. The look is now complete. And first off, I wanna say these brushes are really nice, especially for the fact that they were only 14 bucks. That makes the per brush quota very low, and I'm appreciative of that. I think the bristles are really soft. The fan brush is not the greatest fan brush I own, but it's not the worst either. I wish it came to a little more of a point rather than being so wide so that I could actually get a nose highlight and make it look good instead of it being this wide. But you win some, you lose some. It's still a great brush and it really worked. I didn't use the blending brush. I will next time. Then the sponge. This sponge is like almost a Beauty Blender porosity. It feels just a tiny bit more firm than a Beauty Blender whenever you squeeze it, but I literally would call this a dupe for a Beauty Blender. It just feels so much like one and functions so much like one. I personally never ever compare sponges to Beauty Blenders because usually they just can't compare, but this one actually does, and that surprised me. So if you're looking for a sponge that feels like a Beauty Blender, definitely go for it. And then the Faced by Kareem palette. Maybe I wish the gold glitter that's in here was more of like a gold metallic or a gold shimmer rather than a glitter. But I do love the fact that this glitter matches the mask and it goes with the whole vibe of the full collection. I think it just fits well together, which I love. I think as a full collection, it's very cohesive and it makes sense. I also really like the color story that this palette has. It has a lot of really nice warmth to it, which I think is just super beautiful. And the shimmers are definitely impactful. I can give them that because that inner corner is popping. Ooh, the bright colors in the palette were very pigmented. They were very bold. In fact, they were even more bold than what I thought they were going to be. So just so you're aware, take it easy if you don't want it to be as pigmented as it is. And with all of that being said, if you can get your hands on this collection, it is so worth getting. Not only to support Kareem, who's an amazing artist and person just in general, but also to add a really awesome warm toned palette to your collection. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised with Hipdot's formula if you haven't tried it, because I know I was. And with that, that is it from me for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it does let me know that you like my content, but it also lets others know that you like my content. It kind of helps YouTube like recommend my videos to people, so it actually helps me if you like it. Also, commenting really helps as well. The higher the comment count, the more YouTube is like, oh, people like watching his videos, let's recommend it to people. You know, it's awesome how that works. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this. And that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.